Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So we're up and running. Now then, Jim, what can you tell us about the extraordinary Luis Figo?
Well, he's one of Portugal's most decorated players, possibly the best of their so-called golden generation. He was certainly amongst the most elegant and the most stylish. I think in essence, he's a traditional winger whose game is all about beating people to the byline and getting those crosses in.
Can he get it through? Bale! Superb goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes.
Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Bale demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Madrid penetrate first. It is a truly precious lead.
Well, he's certainly happy with that after what's been said in the build-up, you know.
Barcelona with the corner. They're first. Camavinga! Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. Koundé. Out of play for a throw. And he's intervened well there. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Barcelona clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Madrid clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
He has found the way through. Oh, it's gone in!
Well, that's really unfortunate. He'll be kicking himself at the moment, and believe me, I know how that feels.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Listen, sometimes you need that little bit of luck in games like these.
Fernandes. Well, nicely intercepted. Now it's Bale. That has been slung wide. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Now, can they get him away? Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Camavinga. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. And that is well cleared. Passing nice and neat. Chance, surely! Goal! Barcelona! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward!
Well, when it's pieced together as efficiently as that, it's a joy to watch.
Barcelona have their lead.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
He's picked his way through. That has ended up in no man's land. Fernandes. Now it's Messi. Pass somewhat off target. Too much pressure, and he's lost the ball. Nesta makes the interception. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Di Marco. Vitinha into the channel.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Vitinha. Chance for a shot! And it's Figo. Looking to play him in. Vitinha can so cleverly bypass the press. Not the most accurate pass. Barcelona heading towards the half-time break. The wind very much in their sails. Back where it came from. Donnarumma gets his hands on it and the danger is averted. Koundé, oh, that pass isn't the best. Can he latch on to this? And that pass just didn't quite work. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Dumfries. Camavinga. Howson. Well, that has not gone well. Nicely aimed pass. And here's Bale. Cristiano. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! Oh, they could be caught out here.
Habrá un minuto de descuento.
Fernandes. And it's Bergkamp. It's a pretty loose pass. Thuram. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. Barcelona have done it in good style. Forced to come from behind, they find themselves in front at half-time, which is, for them, more or less ideal. So there was the first half.
Well, I can tell you it's been an absolutely fantastic watch, Peter. I wish I could come here every week. It's been wonderfully open, wonderfully tense, and beautifully unpredictable now.
Barcelona leading, but only just 2 on the scoreline.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El dorsal 11. El dorsal 17.
And we get things going again.
Serán sustituidos por el dorsal 8. El dorsal 9.
DiMarco.
El dorsal 6.
DiMarco. That'll be a throw. Barcelona do appear to have made a half-time change.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
And it's Messi. Now that looks a decent ball. Looking for options for movement. Well, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Madrid have got it back and they'll have another go.
Fuck that, bro.
Threads one in. Howson kept his eye on it, and he's there. Fernandes. And Rafinha. DiMarco, a player who needs no introduction. Vitinha. And this is Ronaldo. It's a really well-measured ball. Now it's Bale. Spread out to the left. Bale.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Comes under pressure and it's come loose.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Figo.
Vitinha.
That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Thuram demonstrating his defensive quality there. Bale. Barcelona still have the cards to affect this game. He's being urged, and a shot! It is a fantastic goal! He's got himself an absolute peach. They've done it again! It is incredible!
Yeah, and it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
He had the whole picture in his...
Rashford! That's another chance! Goal! Barcelona! And they get themselves in front! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, Peter, I know from experience there are players who always seem to know where the ball's going to end up. This isn't about look at all, despite what people say. Just keep an eye on his movement.
Barcelona with the lead.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
And he was quick to react. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Madrid clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Messi under intense pressure.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Vitinha with the foul.
Can choose. I have to change it with the LB, but I got no chance, like, you know.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona.
So we have movement on both benches.
Yeah, I think he's trying to stay one step ahead of his opponents here, maintain the upper hand, so to speak. I can see that.
And he's quick to return it. No, that's been intercepted. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Maldini kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Koundé. Koundé's cross. That is a brilliant interception. Stood up well to him there. Rafinha. Plays a sharp little ball here. That is good alertness. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor. I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
And no, that was never going to make it. Now it's Batistuta. Played out to the left flank. Gets a good foot in there. Rafinha. Very much into the last knockings. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Time added on will be 2 minutes. Aimed beyond the defence. Out for a throw.
That's going in strongly.
And that will be the final act. They are pumped. Boy, they're pumped. A tough win earned through the power of will. And this place is bouncing. Well, how will we look back on...
danger. Bro, it's a danger. Oh, man. Yeah, bro. Damn, bro. O Fabio Cannavaro, Paulo Maldini, Fletcher, Sanguinho. Telling you, bro. This guy gonna cook me, bro. I'm telling you, bro. This guy will cook me, bro. This guy will cook me. I'm telling you, bro. He got a best squad, bro. Like, he got every best player in his team, bro. He will cook me, definitely, bro. He will cook me, bro.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. There's the whistle, and here we go.
Any attack containing Raul is a frightening sight for any defence.
His record's a frightening sight.
Well, when you think about it, most of his ilk will put themselves before the team. But Raul is different and has a greater appreciation for all that and likely to put others in before himself.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Serginho takes a shot! It's in!
This guy
Once
gonna cook
more,
me,
it's
bro.
him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: roll!
And here's Raul. And this is big chance!
Hello.
Split-second
Bro
reaction.
got more
It's
fucking
quite a show
talent in
he's
his
putting
squad,
on
bro.
here. This is excellent work.
Bro got Claros, bro
And we
got
have our
everyone, bro.
very
This
first
guy
corner.
will cook me. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. This guy will cook me.
Real chance! It's a goal! They have heard the starter's pistol and come racing out of the blocks. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, Peter, I know from experience there are players who always seem to know where the ball's going to end up. This isn't about luck at all, despite what people say. Just keep an eye on his movement.
Madrid are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead. It's Pele! Brilliant from Pele! A finish
Exit the game.
of
Definitely
true
I will
class.
exit the game, bro. I can't play with this squad, bro. This guy is crazy, bro. This guy.
It was the... And that's it. So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So...
Dude, I got in my fucking squad, bro. I got only fucking Messi and Maldini, bro. That's it, bro. Fuck that, bro. Guy put a fucking Pele in SS and got all the men with, like, crazy card. He got all that shit in his team, bro. I can't play with this fucking squad, bro. Danger, bro. That's real danger, bro. That's a real danger, bro. I just exit the game, bro. I was lucky, like, he will cook me like, more like 10 goal, bro. Oh, look, nah. Okay, right, GG. Let's go. His name is Lobnan, but he's not Danger.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. There's the whistle, and here we go.
In a system like this, Peter, the winger-fullback combinations can be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, and no doubt you can expand on that for us, Jim.
Well, there's just so many potential options and move.
Big chance! And that was very necessary.
Come on.
Zielinski producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. That is good strength. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Yamal. Referee has just said play on. So Tadilson's getting a start here.
Well, it's hardly a surprise, Peter, when you consider just how much natural ability he has.
It's great for us.
Yeah, and let's hope we get to see the best of this mercurial talent.
Well, it's just a delight to watch, isn't he, when he's making those runs?
Yeah, and in this day and age where inverted wingers are the norm.
Rafinha! Denied by an instinctive save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And we have our very first corner. Cruyff! And he has kept it out somehow.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Looking for the run. Yamal looking to receive it in space. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Bebeto is herring after that one. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Real chance! That's going to go a long way. Goes for a shot! And he's heaved it away. Camavinga did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Can he latch on to this? And it's Cruyff. Cruyff going face-to-face with his great rival. Fernandes. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Barcelona still without a single shot on target. Nicely weighted ball. Messi, and this is Messi. And the finish! Goal! Barcelona! Barcelona are in front. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So we have the first goal.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he... Oh no, this does not look good. Oh, here we go. Chance for a shot! And a neat finish. And the lead lost no time at all.
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
Oh, a horrible error, and he has nowhere to hide.
I think the defence really need to wake up here, Peter. They really shouldn't be getting caught out like that.
So they have it all to do again.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Danielson. Can he finish? Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Danielson really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
It's their second corner of the game. Oh, well played, well played. And he shoots! And there's a goal! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had a wonderful view of it.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Played down the flank. Casillas getting this one clear and smartly reclaimed. Cruyff. Time perhaps for one last twist before half-time.
Fuck.
That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Bebeto. Cruyff. And he's gone looking for safety. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Zielinski. Now it's Rafinha. And the shot! So, third corner of the game. Lebanon given another corner. So their fourth corner of the game. Zielinski is there, and he can get that clear. And it's Cruyff. Cruyff going forward. And Cruyff! And the ball's come loose here. Now it's Yamal. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, played right into his path. He has found the way through. Serginho. And no, that was never going to make it. And the referee has signalled for half-time. So we have here a genuinely competitive game with neither team truly in control. A single goal, the difference at half-time.
Please refrain
The midway point of the game.
Well, I've been left almost breathless here, Peter. This is frantic stuff. 45 minutes just seem to fly by. Here's hoping both teams can maintain this level.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second.
Substitution.
So the action resumes.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Bebeto! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Bebeto is offering a wry smile there.
They're up to 5 corners now. Impressive jump! Silvestre clears without hesitation. Genuine physical edge about this game. It is quite attritional. Oh, facing up to... And there's the shot! They've got to be quick to recover this. Camavinga. Barcelona do appear to have made a half-time change.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
Decent chance! Played out towards the right wing. Cruyff aims beyond the defence. That's a sharp pass. It's just beyond his reach. Spread to the right. Some good work on the right flank here. Well, it just petered out. No penetration at all, having had a great deal of the ball. He's picked his way through. Now that is a hefty challenge. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. It's a good run down the right. He's not played the ball, that's a foul. There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. Passes coming off in quick succession here. That's destined for the flank. Ferran Torres gets into a good position. He's shifting through the gears here.
Barcelona really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
They're coming again and again.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Oh, Red, nice interception. He's a sharp little ball here. Now it's Bebeto. Maldini gets the foot in and wins the ball.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And he's picked it up out wide. Nico Williams will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Has a look and plays it forward. Barcelona still have the cards to affect this game. Now that looks a decent ball. Danielson, he is through here. Danielson delivers. And he's cleared it out of harm's way.
Substitution on the field. Number
Corner count is rising. That's 6.
Serginho. Number 6. Rafinha.
That should get the job done.
Number 18. Bebeto.
And
Number
now
10,
a sudden chance to counter.
Johan Cruyff. Number 8. Roberto
Silvestre.
Carlos. Coming on the field. Ronaldinho.
It's gone out for a
Number
throw-in.
20, Messi. Number 7. Shevchenko.
Howson.
Number
Do it.
9. Giroud.
Almost 75
Number
minutes on the clock
46.
now. He's in a
Substitution
great
for
position here. It's Ronaldinho! And for a moment, time stood still.
You lucky boy, you lucky boy. Giving the ball away like that is usually punished.
Ferran Torres. That looks a good ball through.
Barcelona really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
And he's cut it out. Shoots! Goal! Again, we are level. What a contest!
Exactly what you want to see from your players. Courage, fight in the face of adversity. You couldn't ask for much more.
Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here, Peter. The defence might want to have a good look at themselves as to how they let it happen.
Quite a game this, all square again.
Well, needless to say, Peter, they're eager to get going, but you have to wonder how much these boys have left in the tank.
Knocks it into space. Just 5 minutes left. Look at the space here.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Ferran Torres. Rijkaard gets over and intercepts. Kimmich. Stood up well to him there. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Doué. Great vision.
Just needs a little bit of fine-tuning.
It's an inviting looking ball, that. And we're done. A draw, and a highly unpredictable one. Fair share of momentum shifts, highly entertaining until the very end. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Please make sure to watch.
Shit, bro. Why, bro? Why, bro? Damn, we gotta go.